With 2020 celebrations on the horizon in Plymouth, it's no surprise the area's music and art communities have been amping up too. WZLX DJ Mike Gioscia felt the need was present and the time was right to institute a film and music festival right here in America's hometown. So he created Plymouth Rocks Events, a non-profit geared towards supporting educational music programs. We stopped in downtown to learn a little bit more about the exciting events headed our way.
Plymouth Rocks Events is a nonprofit that I just started with a couple friends of mine from the Plymouth area. Basically, I lived in Boston. I moved to Boston to do rock and roll radio. Pretty much a city guy for many years, but then when my wife and I had our second child, we decided to move back to the country. And just going back into Boston for rock shows or dinner and all these things just became a bit tedious, the drives, the having to get a babysitter, things like that. So I thought, well, why not start my own music series or film series in Plymouth? So that's what Plymouth Rocks Events has been started to do. I think there's a lot of music in Plymouth and a lot of great things going on. We're looking to maybe curate a little bit more of a national or alternative rock and roll scene here, and with film as well. There's there's plenty of opportunities to see film in Plymouth, but we're looking to bring in more of like a music documentary feel and really be all-inclusive with the community, not just Plymouth, but the South Shore as well, just to give more music options for people to come and see and more curated programming.
I am the insider. That is pretty much the biggest thing that I think I bring. I grew up in downtown Plymouth. I've lived here my entire life. I own property in downtown Plymouth. I've watched downtown Plymouth turn from a small, quaint Woolworth's drugstore on the corner type town into completely empty, vacant buildings for a decade, into a big upswing in the arts and in the vibrancy of downtown. And I've watched it all. The players in Plymouth Rocks Events are Mike Gioscia, Jim Gilbert, and the newest member is Scott Campbell. What drives me is the absolute art of music and the absolute art of art. What keeps me going is the fact that Plymouth Rocks Events and this board of directors are all on the same page to make something different.
I'm so excited for Plymouth Rocks Events. We're at the very beginning, so it's kind of, there's a little trepidation of like, oh my God, what have we done? This, I had this idea, now we got to do it. So, there's a little nervousness, but it's also, I'm excited. It's been about a year since I sat down with my friends and pitched them to do this nonprofit. Took a while to get the paperwork together, but now we're literally right at the very beginning of having our very first shows. We have our first ticketed show coming up Thursday, August the 3rd, with former Go-Go Jane Wiedlin headlining at the New World Tavern, so we're really excited about that. We have some 80s nights coming up. We have some other things planned for the fall. And then looking ahead to 2018, we're hoping to jump off with our first actual film and music festival.